It's that time once again, people, for more TTBurger game reviews, and welcome to episode 113, part 2. This is of my Midway Acclaim arcade ports review, and I am Tony, and welcome back. And this is part 2 here, like I said, and those of you who missed what happened in part 1, I got you all covered here. We got something here called a little TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed. In part 1, I took a look at NBA Jam Tournament Edition, the PlayStation version, and gave it a 9 out of 10 because I love this game. It's classic arcade basketball, and it's hokey, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but the difficulty really hinders the game and stuff like that. So I had to take some points off there for that, but it's still a fun game if you want some classic arcade basketball. PlayStation version is the way to go. But now we're going to be looking at a fighting game here, it's a Mortal Kombat game here, the very first Mortal Kombat game on the PlayStation, not counting that awful Mortal Kombat 2 port released in Japan on the PlayStation, which we don't go into detail of that, but I don't even count it. But we got it right here. This is Mortal Kombat 3, the PlayStation version, released by, of course, Midway, and Williams here and stuff too. Now, this game comes very close, 100% close to the arcade version here. It's a great port worth checking out, and I can tell you why later on here. Now, a lot of people hated Mortal Kombat 3 for some of the dumbest reasons ever, and prefer Mortal Kombat 2 over this game. But you know what? This game is the best out of the first 3 games, and not counting Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which came out on the home consoles exclusively, so it should be worth checking out if you want a Mortal Kombat fix of 2D Mortal Kombat games on the PlayStation for the time and stuff. And it's definitely the way to go. And it's a shame that this game gets all the hate that it gets and stuff, because it just pisses me off, because this game does not deserve it. Now, the story here, the story is the same song and dance as it was with the other games, the Warriors are trying to defeat Shao Kahn and save the world and stuff like that, because Shao Kahn's trying to take over the world and stuff. It's that type of story there, but I don't really want to go into detail there and stuff like that, because if I do, we'll be here forever, and I do not want to be wasting my time talking about this and stuff. And for the game here, you have 15 characters to choose from and stuff, and of course that's also counting the hidden character Smoke, which can be locked with a code at the beginning of the game. And I will mention that in this review I'll be playing as Lieutenant Sonya Blade and Queen Sindel, because they're my 2 favorite characters in this game. And even though I liked Sonya Blade first when I played the game, I started getting into playing as Queen Sindel and stuff like that as time went on and stuff. And for the presentation here, is pretty much on par with the arcade version. The graphics are crisp and colorful, and aside from the load times when you do a fatality or when Shang Tsung morphs into another character and stuff, it is pretty much on par with the arcade version here. You got detailed character models and backgrounds that look better than the first 2 games. There's no frame rate issues at all. I mean, aside from the load times, it's almost exactly like the arcade version. It's a great looking game overall, definitely. For sound, there's not much to say here. I mean, the music is awesome. I love the music. It's probably, not counting Mortal Kombat Trilogy, it's probably the best soundtrack out of the first 3 Mortal Kombat games and stuff. And that's just my opinion there. And of course, you got voice clips from the characters, which mainly Shao Kahn is pretty much say his round 1 fight, and then he pretty much mocks you and stuff when you get to him and stuff and fight him and such. And it's pretty much not much voice there and stuff, but it works in its own way. And I like the sound here a lot. It's just, some people just didn't like the game. Just people hate this game with a passion for reasons X, Y, and Z, which I'll get to in a minute here. Because now we're going to talk about the gameplay here, and the gameplay is awesome. And it doesn't get the hate it deserves. Now, a lot of Mortal Kombat fans don't like Mortal Kombat 3 here, because characters like Scorpion and the Masked Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, and Raiden and stuff like that aren't in this game, which is one of the main reasons why Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was made, because the fans were not happy about it at all and stuff. And my response to this is, who cares? These characters are awesome. If you don't like it, tough. I actually like these characters better. You have to find a new character to get used to and stuff, because Midway wanted to add new characters and stuff. They didn't want it to be a reskin with all the characters again and stuff like that. I mean, because how much fun would that be? The game would get boring then and stuff. And I know Midway did not want that to happen. And another thing this game has here is that it has a new combo system where you can create your own combo system when you attack the characters, such as rapid punching them or stuff like that. And you have a run meter too, where you can run and stuff, and it's easier to perform throws and stuff. And of course we got the fatalities here, which it can't be a Mortal Kombat game without the fatalities. And you have 2 fatalities and a friendship, but this game also introduces you to animalities, which your character can transform into an animal and just defeat your opponent like an animal fatality-wise, and Babality, which turns your opponent into a baby. And it's funny when Khan goes Babality. And yeah, that's basically what it is there. And we also have something called the Mercies, which I don't even know how to do these here. They're hard to pull off. You have to be in like the 3rd round to perform them, and I'm just not good at them at all. And like this game is very, very difficult and very challenging. I mean, it's not as frustrating as NBA Jam Tournament Edition was, but the challenge, but because this still has a lot of challenge to it. But there are times where like the game can be very challenging, especially when you're fighting Mortal and Shao Kahn, because they can be very cheap. But then again, a lot of fighting games were like that, where they had cheap final boss and stuff like that. Like anybody play Tekken with Heihachi Mishima in it and stuff, or anyone want to play Soul Blade, how cheap Cervantes and Soul Edge are and stuff. And yeah, that's just basically what it is there. And it just, I'm still gonna take some points off it for it being a little unfair at times there, but it's not gonna get that many points taken off, in my opinion. That's basically what I'm gonna say there. But aside from that though, there's not really much else to say here. I mean, final verdict here, it's an awesome game. Final verdict is like, if you can find this game, especially in the long box here, because like NBA Jam Tournament Edition was only in the long box. You can find it in the long box. Definitely pick it up, because you'll not know what you're missing here. I mean, I'm going to be taking some points off here for the game being a little bit unfair on the difficulty, but I'll still be giving the game a 9.5 out of 10. That is the best way to go, especially like with Smoke, where you can unlock Smoke with a code at the beginning. But I'm not really going to spoil the code, because you can find it anywhere on GameFAQs or whatever and stuff like that. You can find YouTube videos about it too. And so I'll be giving this game a 9.5 out of 10. It is the best rating to give it, and if you can find this game, definitely pick it up. It's definitely worth it. And we are almost done here. We got the final part coming up here, where we're looking at WrestleMania the arcade game by Midway and Acclaim. And this is the PlayStation version we're looking at here. And how does this game fare to the other 2 arcade ports here? Well, stay tuned to find out in episode 113, part 3 I mean to say. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Peace out and have a great day, everybody, and stay tuned for part 3.